So, you're thinking about buying your first home in North Carolina, but you don't actually know what the process looks like. What comes first? How long does it take? What are you supposed to do and when? Well, today I'm walking you through the whole thing, start to finish, exactly how it works here, step by step. Hey everyone, my name is Zach. I'm a local realtor here with Main Street Realty Group in Sanford, North Carolina. Our team works with first-time buyers throughout Sanford, Lillington, the entire Triangle area. Before we jump in, I'm a realtor, not a lender. I am also not an attorney. When we hit the lending or legal parts of this video, I can absolutely give you general information, but for specific advice, I'll point you towards the expert for that conversation. My job today is to give you the roadmap. Step 1. Find your agent. When you decide you want to buy a home, your first call should be a local realtor, not a lender, not Zillow, a real estate agent. Here's why. Your agent is the person who guides you through the entire process. They can connect you with a lender that you can trust. They can help you define your search. They walk you through the contract. They coordinate with the attorney. They're the constant from the first conversation to the day you get your keys, and hopefully long after that. Every sale is different. No two transactions follow the same path. The timeline shifts based on your financing, the seller's situation, what comes up during inspections. Dozens of things can change. That's why having an agent who's been through this matters. They know what's normal and what's a red flag because they've seen this play out before. You want an agent who explains things in a way that makes sense to you. No corporate talk, no jargon, because buying your first home is confusing enough without having to use a thesaurus. You want somebody who picks up the phone when you have a question at 7 p.m. or on a weekend, and somebody who knows the local market, not just the Triangle, but the specific towns and neighborhoods you're actually looking at. Now, I'm a realtor here in Sanford with Main Street Realty Group, like I said, and I work with first-time buyers throughout the Triangle, Sanford, Lillington, and the surrounding communities. So if you're looking in this area, my contact information is on the screen right here, and in the description below, feel free to reach out to schedule a phone call. Your agent is your first call. They get you pointed in the right direction, and then they connect you with the next piece. And what's that next piece? Step 2, get pre-approved, and why the lender matters. Like I said, your agent connects you with a lender that they trust. Now, you might think, do I need to use their lender? Can't I go with whoever pre-approved me online or my own bank? The answer, of course, is you can work with whoever you'd like, but be very careful. For example, this is something that actually happened with one of my clients. I had buyers who came to me already pre-approved, not only by one lender, but actually 3 separate lenders had them pre-approved. The pre-approvals were on paper and ready to go under contract. They had some questions about the rate and terms from one of their lenders, so they asked for another opinion. I connected them with our preferred lender, somebody our firm has worked with for years, and he asked them to send over their documents for verification. When he looked through everything, he found that their employer actually needed to provide additional information of their income before he could issue a clean approval, and that actually took a little bit of time. And sometimes they'll find tax burdens that need to be resolved, and that can take a long time. So for this instance, none of the other lenders caught that. They all issued pre-approvals without actually flagging that issue and requiring verification. If we had gone under contract using one of those lenders and that issue surfaced 2 weeks before closing, which is when it would have showed, the whole transaction could have blown up. The sellers move on, the due diligence fee is gone, along with the cost of all inspections. My clients are back to square one. That's the difference between a lender who rubber stamps pre-approvals and a lender who actually looks at your file. Experience absolutely matters. Communication matters. And your agent knows which lenders close on time, which ones answer their phone, and which ones catch problems before they become disasters. When you're on the phone with that lender, here's what to ask. What loan programs do you offer? FHA, VA, USDA, conventional? What first-time buyer programs does North Carolina have, and do I qualify for them? What documents do you need from the start? And have them break down your estimated monthly payment, not just the mortgage, the whole numbers, taxes, insurance, private mortgage insurance, if that applies, because what you're approved for and what you're actually comfortable paying every month can be 2 very different things. For detailed questions about rates or which loan program fits your situation, your lender is the expert. Use them as a resource. By the end of this step, you should have a pre-approval in hand and a lender you are confident in. Step 3, define your search and tour homes. This is the part people actually look forward to in the home buying process. You and your agent sit down, you get specific. How many bedrooms are you looking for? What's your max commute? Do you want a neighborhood or a little more land? What condition? Move-in ready or willing to do some work? What towns or areas are you targeting? If your search is too broad, you waste weekends touring houses that aren't right. If it's too narrow, you miss things. Your agent helps you find that balance. When you're looking at houses, pay attention to the expensive stuff. The roof, the HVAC, the windows, signs of water damage. The paint color doesn't matter. You can change that in a weekend. And don't worry, a good agent will know what to look out for. If they aren't looking for material defects during this initial look at the home, that is a red flag. Keep your eye out for that. Your agent should also be pulling comparable sales. What similar homes in that neighborhood have actually sold recently? And what price? That tells you whether the list price is realistic before you write an offer. A good agent will also pull relevant documents for you to review prior to making a decision to buy. This includes any HOA documents, covenants, tax bills, and other information that you would need to make an informed decision. Step 4, you write the offer. You found the house. Now North Carolina does things a little bit differently. When you write an offer in this state, there are 2 payments up front. First, your earnest money deposit, which is refundable under certain conditions. But second, the due diligence fee, which goes directly to the seller, and it is completely non-refundable. Think of it like it's going to the seller and it's not coming back. These are both technically optional fees, but it's very unlikely that an offer without due diligence money is going to be accepted by a seller. So this catches a lot of people, first-time buyers and out-of-state buyers, by surprise. The due diligence fee is what you pay to the seller to take their home off the market while you do your due diligence. If you walk during the due diligence period, that fee typically stays with the seller. What does that mean for you? Of course, don't put down more in due diligence than you're willing to lose. Your agent should explain this clearly before you sign anything. I like to think of this like the old saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it was meant to be. If it was meant to be, your due diligence fee will come back to you and apply as a credit for the buyer at closing. For legal questions about the contract, the due diligence period, your agent and your real estate attorney are the people to ask. North Carolina requires an attorney at closing, and your agent coordinates that relationship. Agents can give you general legal information, but specific legal advice, it is absolutely imperative that you speak with an attorney. If your realtor is giving you legal advice, that's another red flag. Step 5, the due diligence period. This is the most important stretch of the buying process. Your due diligence period is your protection window, the time where you have to do inspections, get your appraisal back, and decide whether you're moving forward. Typically, this runs 2 to 3 weeks. You and the seller negotiate the length in your offer. Most closings in North Carolina run about 30 days when using a loan. If your agent or lender needs more than 45 days to be able to close a transaction, that can be a red flag. But sometimes, based on location and based on conditions of the loan, it's not. So definitely get a second opinion if you're going to be closing in more than 45 days, unless that's what you want. So with a 2-week due diligence period, you've got 2 weeks to get your inspections done, then roughly 2 more weeks to close. Schedule the inspections immediately. Don't wait. If the inspector finds issues with the foundation or the roof, you may need specialists to come out and take a look. That takes additional time. Get the pest inspection. If the HVAC system is older, even if it's not, we definitely recommend getting a licensed technician out to take a look. If you're in an area where it's prevalent, test for radon. And your lender orders the appraisal right away. Same timing as the inspection. You want that appraisal report back while you're still inside your due diligence window. If it comes in low, you want to know that now while you can still negotiate or walk, not after your protection period has ended. Stay in contact with your lender throughout this process. They'll need updated documents and they're tracking the appraisal timeline. If something major comes up, a roof that needs replacing, a foundation issue, an appraisal gap, you have options. You can negotiate repairs, you can ask for a seller credit at closing, or of course you can walk away. But those decisions happen inside your due diligence window, which is why your agent is guiding you through every day of it. For inspection findings and what's reasonable to negotiate, your agent advises on that. For lender timelines and appraisal details, your lender handles those directly. My role as your realtor is helping keep everything moving and making sure nothing falls through the cracks. Step 6, the final loan approval. Due diligence wraps up, appraisal is back, inspections are done, everything looks good. Now your lender moves toward final loan approval. A word of advice here: don't make big purchases. Don't open new credit. Don't switch jobs. Don't buy a car. Lenders do a final credit check before closing, and any change can delay things, or worse, not even going to talk about it. Once the loan is clear to close, you'll receive a closing disclosure, a CD, a document that lays out every dollar you need to bring to the table at least 3 days prior to closing. Review it carefully. That's your final number. A good lender will schedule a call to go over this disclosure with you line by line. Step 7, final walkthrough and closing day. You made it. Before closing, you do the final walkthrough, of course, usually the day before or morning of. And if your closing is scheduled first thing in the morning, please just do your walkthrough the day before. Your realtor begs you. Confirm the home is in the condition that it should be. Repairs were done, appliances are there, nothing's changed during the move out. Don't skip this. Once you close, it's yours. Then closing day. In North Carolina, you close with a real estate attorney. You sign your documents, transfer the funds, and the attorney handles recording the deed. Once everything is signed and recorded, the home is yours. Recording can take up to 2 hours after you sign your documents, or in some cases longer. So be very careful when scheduling movers. You definitely don't want to schedule movers after signing documents at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. the register of deeds closed, and you don't actually own the house until the next day. Start to finish, from your first call with me to the day you get your keys, in most cases is somewhere around 45 to 60 days. But there's no one way to do things, and every transaction is different. So to quickly recap, agent first, they guide the whole thing. Then your lender, through your agent, for pre-approval. Define your search, tour homes, write your offer, due diligence period, that's your protection window, and it's where inspections and the appraisal happens. Final loan approval, walkthrough, closing day. Every sale is different, which is why your agent and your lender matter. The right team catches problems before they become disasters. If you're thinking about starting this process and you're looking in the Sanford, Lillington, or Triangle area, feel free to reach out. My contact information, like I said, on the screen right here, and it's also in the description below. Or fill out the form that is also located in our description, and we'll contact you. If you want to learn more about buying your first home in North Carolina, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. We make videos like this one every single week. Until next time, I'm Zach with Main Street Realty Group. Welcome home.